guys, so this is going to be a bit of a weird video for me. It's going to be part life update and part wrap up for the Booktubeathon, which was now not last week but the week before. The reason that my wrap up didn't come out sooner than this is because as soon as I got back from New Hampshire, dropping Taylor off there for his family, my life basically fell apart. I ended up getting fired from my library job, well, I had to send in my resignation. And after a lot of reflection and based on things that I've learned and it being a little bit weird before I went away for the weekend, I think that it had a lot more to do with politics than my work ethic or anything like that. They very clearly had slowly been taking away the things that I had to offer myself and leaving me with simply the things that anybody could do, volunteers could do, and they realized that they didn't need a full-time person to have that position. So they didn't need me, and they wanted to put more money towards a director, and I feel like all of those things sort of left me out on a lurch, and it was really terrifying, and I'm still sort of in shock and not sure how to feel about it, so hopefully it's not too bad. I definitely know that my mental state is not the best, and it hasn't been the best for the last couple of months, but this definitely didn't help. I do still have my job at Barnes & Noble, and I'm super glad that I didn't quit while when I got the full-time job, because that was a thing that a handful of people in my family were suggesting, that I should quit the part-time job, because now I had a full-time job with benefits, and now all I have is that part-time job. So, good on me, past Michaela. But that means that I now have more time to read and more time to spend with you guys, which I haven't been able to do the past couple of months because I've been feeling so stressed out and so bogged down, and while my mental state is not the best, it definitely allows for me to take the time that I need to pull myself together, because I don't think that I could keep at that pace for very long anyway, so maybe it's a blessing in disguise. But before everything came crashing down, we had the Booktubeathon, and I had a whole lot of fun with that. Taylor did it with me, which, you know, was great. Gretchen did it on her own, and we had a lot of fun watching each other's videos, as well as all of you guys. We watched a bunch of videos from you guys who participated, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. But you don't care about all of that. What you care about is what I ended up reading. Big surprise to me, I actually managed to read 4 books. If you had asked me the Friday of Booktubeathon if that was going to be a thing, I would have been like, nope, I haven't even finished a single one yet. It has been almost a week, and I haven't finished anything. I did get like 3/4 of the way through one book, through like the whole first bit, and then Saturday I sat there and like binged 3 books, and then Sunday binged the last one that I managed to finish, but at that point my brain was coming loose because I had just spent so much time dipping into all of these different worlds, and I don't like reading like that. As much fun as the community aspects of readathons are, I realize that when I am just trying to push myself through all of these books, I can't actually enjoy them as much as I would normally. It takes me a while to read books that I actually like, because I like savoring them, and I also read multiple books at once, so I'm not just sitting there reading the whole thing all the way through. I'm usually reading a couple of chapters, putting it down, picking up something else, reading some of that, and I didn't do that with this. I just sat and finished things if I could. What exactly did I read? Well, the first thing I finished was The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey, and this was my book with yellow on the cover. It's very bright yellow. It was also my book recommended by Booktube, because... What's happening? What are you laughing about? Not that. Because I had seen several people talking about this, and it intrigued me. And I do have to say that I was interested in the story. There were moments where I felt it didn't push itself as far as it could have. I definitely feel like the ending redeemed a lot of the things that I felt were lacking in the rest of the story, but I might want to do a full review of my thoughts on this at some point. The next thing I finished was an audiobook that I actually had snagged a while ago, and that was An Object of Beauty by Steve Martin, and this was for my Pop Sugar Challenge. It didn't meet any of the requirements for the Booktubeathon, but it was a book written by a celebrity, so it does count for that. It was actually pretty quick to listen to, especially since I listened to it at 3 times speed because I'm insane and I'm able to comprehend that, so I was just sitting and listening to that while playing a really mindless clicker game on my phone. So there was that. I'm not sure if I have many thoughts on the book itself. I was surprised how much I liked the writing style of it. I was surprised how it wasn't very comedic, knowing Steve Martin as a person is just very funny, and it wasn't that it wasn't a funny, well, okay, it wasn't a funny story, but there just weren't very many jokes at all, like, period. It wasn't about that. I learned a lot about art and the art world, which is something that I didn't know about and will probably never get into because I'm not rich at all. My family's not rich. Spending money on a painting is something that I would like to do. I love art, but it's not something that I like follow, and am following the trends and trying to keep up with all of that. So it was an interesting story, and it was also a story about sort of a manic pixie dream girl in a way, but I don't know that it was fully addressed in a way that worked. After that night had fallen, so I've managed to pick up Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad and finish that pretty quickly. Again, it's under 100 pages. It counts as my Pop Sugar Reading Challenge book under 100 pages. It's about a man who decides to become the ship captain of a boat that goes down the Congo. And it's about Heart of Darkness in sort of several senses. The heart of the jungle being dark, the heart of what people do to other people being dark. It's about colonialism and all of the problems there. I actually really enjoyed this, and I was surprised because it's from a time period where I'm not the biggest fan of the writing style, but everything it was saying I really agreed with, and because it was so short, I didn't feel like it bogged me down. And the last thing I read on Sunday was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. This was a mess, but it's supposed to be a mess. It's a couple of dudes going on basically a huge drug overdose for a weekend. And this was Taylor and Mai's book-to-movie adaptation. We did watch the movie directly after finishing it, and that was also a mess, and actually was really funny in a lot of ways, but both of us sort of came out of this thinking, I'm not quite sure what just happened. We also were like, none of this makes me want to do drugs ever, and maybe that was the point, but it was funny and scary, and just, the writing style was actually really great, and the movie took almost word for word a lot of the things that came out of here, and even some of the art direction was based on the illustrations in it, so I think that both of those were actually really good. I might do a Flicks episode on this, but I'm not positive yet, because I'm not sure what else I would say other than, yeah, that was a whole lot of things thrown at you at once. So there you go. That's my life update. That's what I did during the Booktubeathon. I hope you guys are having a better week than I am, and I hope that I'm able to show up more now that I have a bunch of free time, like 40 extra hours in my week to do nothing. So, talk to you later. Bye!